I was dealing with some youngsters, and we were just having a basic conversation about what they care about, what they don't care about, and what I feel that the media has basically done. Social media, any kind of advertising structure, right? What I feel that they have basically done is put us in a position where we're worried about what everybody care about and not even being concerned with the most important form of caring. The most important form of caring, the most important form or thing you're supposed to care about is self-care. It doesn't matter what's going on social media. That stuff gonna come and go. That stuff is gonna be there forever, for ages, and some other form of social media gonna come, right? Okay, but why be so concerned about what's happening on social media when the fact of the matter is that you control absolutely none of it. You don't control how much you get pushed out. You don't control how much people gonna get to see of it. You don't even know if people on the other side of your videos, your views, your likes. You don't even know how much of it they even got to see, simply because you don't control it. So why be so concerned about what's happening on social media when the only form of caring that you actually control is self-care? You control how much you take care of yourself, how much you put out in the world that's positive and negative. That energy and karma are going to come back to you, and you control that. So by knowing that, why not focus on that? Why not focus on you? Why not focus on how much better you can be as a person? How much better you can be as a father? How much better you can be as a child? How much better you can just be generally and just existing? But yet we focus on caring about what everybody else say, what everybody else think, and I'm not going to even act like I'm better than that. What I'm telling you is that me being on this side of your grass, it's easier for me to tell what you're not doing from the outside looking in, for me to just always internalize and see my own. If you see my flaws and you tell me where I can make better, you see my posts, you tell me, hey, try this and try that. I'm going to try it. And I always try it, mainly because I know somebody else can see your flaws better. So therefore, before I start sounding the same, repeating the same stuff, doing the same as somebody else is doing on social media, because I may have been watching their stuff and not even noticing that I fell into the same trap that they fell into, I listen because I do care. I care about how good I can be, how much better I can be of being myself. Self-care. That I control. That I can change. That I know that if I want to say yay or nay on something, it comes from me. I'm not controlled by social media telling me that I shouldn't be interested in something. I shouldn't be interested in certain things to eat. I know that when it comes to stuff like vitamins and herbs and stuff, and that was always a big deal when I was younger about vitamins and herbs and medication, like which one was actually healthier. And then as I got older, we find out it was the vitamins and herbs, but social media had us talking about the people on vitamins and herbs, talking about they were doing witchcraft before. 1 minute vitamins and herbs was witchcraft. Now vitamins and herbs is the holistic thing to do. And medication is the right thing to do. It's so confusing when you're looking at everything, trying to take in everything, when in actuality, you should just focus on you. Don't be overestimating certain information that you're getting. If it sounds like some bull, 9 times out of 10, it's some bull. If it sounds like it's too good to be true, 9 times out of 10, it's too good to be true. So why waste your time on that? Why even get confused by if it's good or bad for you when you know for yourself that you heard better, you done better, your parents taught you better. But instead of going with what we know, we'll go with the masses. If the masses says that, listen, matter of fact, y'all want better. If the masses says that, listen, that this live is amazing and we got 100 people on this live, guess what? More people are going to come. The whole time we were looking to find out what was the pheromones or something to get a woman to like you and get a woman to be attracted to another man. And we find out that the pheromones wasn't no pheromones. It actually was seeing a man with another woman. So the more women he had, the more women that wanted to be with him. That's exactly how social media works. The more people that's seeing and liking something, that's what tells you that, hey, that's worth giving your time to. But guess what? Who told you that social media is Instagram? They own the platform. Who told you they didn't just put a whole bunch of numbers on something and say that, okay, this got a whole bunch of likes? You have no idea. But yet when you see millions of likes, oh, I must like that too. You see millions of comments, you're going to go comment on that too. It's a whole control system that we don't even control, but we play the largest part in it as a consumer. And as a consumer, as long as there's a demand, they're going to continue to push that agenda to make sure that they get that amount of money or amount of interest or whatever from it. And we play that part in it. I remember having different disagreements with people online, and when they actually rebuttal me, the rebuttal would be, well, you can pull this up and you can research this. Who created the research information? Where are you pulling it up at? Who's validating the facts on what we're looking at? It makes no sense to assume that the people that you are researching also don't have a hand in the information that's being put out there for you to research it. Focus on you. You don't control none of that stuff. You don't control the research information. You don't control the topic. You don't control none of that. If I can't control it, I don't worry about it. If it's something that I can change, I give it my time and my energy. But if it's something I cannot change, I don't let it stress me. And that's something I've learned a long time ago, even in college, getting in a car accident. And a buddy of mine, we still went to the club. And I'm talking about the entire night, it stayed on my mind. We just got into an accident. I know your mama gonna kill you when you get home. Why are we still going to the club? He was like, dude, I can't change that. I can't change the fact that I ain't got in an accident. I can't change the fact that my mom probably gonna make me come home. I can't change the fact that we gotta call the insurance people and all that stuff in the morning. Still, man, I can't change that, but the club is the night. I'm going to the club. I thought it was the most immature thing ever. It irritated my soul that I felt like he was being childish because we play football and he can't possibly be thinking of the fact that he might be off the team. Now, as an adult, I live by that. If I can't change that, I'm not going to stress by that. There's no reason why I'm going to dwell on something that I have absolutely no control of. And one of those things that we dwell on is social media. How we look on the platform. The image that we're putting on the platform because we might not be getting enough likes. But the image ain't me. I'd rather focus and dwell on me. I have a certain way I think. I have a certain way I act. Certain things I like and don't like. So if I'm going to have any type of social media platform, it's going to be one like this because it's actually me. It's actually me doing the talking, doing the thinking. When I do a post, I put it on everything I love. Every single one is at that moment, what's on my mind at that exact time. I'm not saying I'm right. I can be 100% wrong. But it's me. I control what I can control because that's the only thing that matters to me. And what I've learned about being myself, it is so much easier to be myself than to be anybody else. So I control that, which is exactly why I go live. I go live because so many people see my posts and they ask me about what made you think of this, what made you come up with this. But Going live, they get to see that that's genuinely me. That's how I think. I'm not saying it's right, but I am saying it's 100% of exactly what I actually feel at the moment and what I'm actually thinking and who I am as a person. You can't change anything about what is actually me when I go live. That's the benefit about going live for the people who be in my live and that actually approve and appreciate the way I think and the way I don't. But guess what? For the ones who don't appreciate it and don't feel the way I feel, they can get out of my live. And that frees them up. They're not stuck looking at my post. They're not feeling the need to say something negative when it's gone. My live is here right now. If they don't want to hear it, it's gone tomorrow. It's no big deal. It's no harm, no foul. However, what I focus on is me. I've learned that there's at least 1 million of people that's like me. I'm not the only one in this world that's wearing a blue shirt. I'm definitely not the only one in this world that work out. And being who I am as a person, I know I'm not the only one in this world who think like I think and have my own brain and my own tunnel vision to stay focused on my goals. That's my self-care. My self-care is staying focused on the stuff that I care about and staying focused on my goals so I know that I can stay in my realm. I can stay in my lane. I can accomplish things that make sense to me. There ain't much about social media, commercials, television, or any of those things that make sense to me. I don't control that. So why should I be consumed by that? Before I be consumed by anything, I'd rather be consumed in myself. Nothing else better than staying consumed in myself. I can learn from myself and fix myself. I can learn these are my flaws. I've learned from myself. I know for a fact, I know something I hate. I hate people that interrupt me. But guess what I do? I interrupt people all the time. All the time. So in knowing that, I see myself doing that and I fix that. That makes me a better person, a better conversationalist for the next person. And also it makes me fair on my standard. That's what I appreciate. I appreciate having a level of fairness within the way I live. Hey, how you doing? How everybody doing? I appreciate having a level of fairness in the way I live that I know I can adjust to the people that I care about. But other than that, why get consumed in the stuff that you don't control, or why get consumed in people that are not interested in the way you live? None of that make any sense. If you're going to walk throughout this life and feel that you're, I guess, been held down and held back by certain people, at minimum, you can do something about it. And if you're going to do something, why not do something that matters the most to you and you have the most to gain from? The most to gain from would being able to gain from self-care. Listen, I love you. I'm telling you, if I can't fix myself, I can't fix nobody else. So if I'm going to master something, I'm going to master fixing myself. So at least at minimum, I can tell you, this is what I did for me. I'm not telling you what to do for you. You do what you want for you, but this is what I did for me. When a family member or a friend or somebody passed, how I got over my grief, this is what I did. Ate better. I meditated. I cleansed myself. I thought on the situation. I thought on that person. I was able to find salvation and find some form of mental clarity to be able to move throughout my day. Because that's not easy. It's not easy being able to have a friend, a family member that passed and now move on throughout your day. How? Like who even came up with the idea that there's a time limit on grief? There's a time limit on how long it takes to get over something. There's a time limit. There's no time limit on that. That's where self-care come into play. Because I care about myself, I'm going to give myself the amount of time it takes. I'm not going to rush for you. I'm not going to rush because social media says I should have gotten past it by now. Because when I do get past it, I want to know that that's behind me. I don't have to worry about if it's going to come up or if I'm watching something and it's going to hurt too bad for me to watch it. I'm going to be able to watch it and find some form of solitude in watching that, knowing that me and this person used to do this together. We used to hang out together and we used to enjoy it together, but not be hurt by it because you rushed me through it. Don't let nobody rush you through your grief. Don't let nobody rush you through your self-care. When you're taking care of yourself and you're about to leave, you're about to go and do something else, know that you have done everything in your power to make sure that you're ready to move forward. Everybody ain't ready to move forward. Be ready to move forward. You're much stronger than you think you are. I guarantee you. I guarantee you're a better person than people have made you out to be. But you would never know how much of a better person that people have made you out to be if you don't sit up here and make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do for you. How can you take care of somebody else? You got kids to take care of. You got a job that's waiting on you to show up. You got a business that you own, that you got people that work up under you, and they're waiting for you to show up. And I don't mean show up physically like the job or the business or the kids are waiting for you to physically come out of your room or physically make it there on time. It has nothing to do with that. It means that when you're in the presence of these people, when you're in the presence of somebody else, you have a job to show up and be the best you. Like, they know that you're known for handling this. You can't come to your kids and not have the food made. You can't come to your kids' game and not want to cheer. You could have stayed at home for that. They want you to show up. It's funny, I got my, I'm just thinking about this, I got like 666 for the likes or whatever. I remember they used to tell you that was the devil's number, and they still do, of course. However, that's the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons, and a person with melanin in them. That's melanin, basically. Why am I saying that? That's my self-care. Myself, I felt that it was a need for me to learn more, to do more, instead of just read and take on the interests and ideas that somebody else put in front of me. So therefore, I put my own interests and ideas in front of me and focus on my own goals. So therefore, it would be easier to accomplish them when somebody else is giving me some bull. One thing that's never going to not happen, somebody giving you bull. You're going to get as much of that as possible. And you got to be able to discern that and push that aside to be a better person. Everybody wants to be a better person. Nobody wants to do the work. Everybody got an opinion about how you can be a better person or how somebody else can accomplish their goals. But they're accomplishing no goals. Their only goal every day, they wake up to tell somebody else how to accomplish their goals. Crazy. So what make this not you? What make you not be the person that's sitting around telling other people how to accomplish their goals? Focus on yourself. Self-care. If I am focused on me, I have no time to waste giving you orders and information about what make your life better. When you are already accomplished everything you need to accomplish, check this out. If you want to accomplish all types of things, what benefit of me is there to sit back and tell you what you can do better? Hey, you know what? You got a nice car, but you should have got some rims on it. Or you working for such and such? Oh man, you should have applied over here. But I never did either. I don't have no car. I definitely don't have no rims because I don't have no car to put them on. And I definitely didn't apply at the job that I told you to apply at because there wouldn't be a job there. Never get lost up in what somebody else is telling you was right for you. Be more concerned about the things you have already decided that's right for you and that you want to accomplish. When being more concerned about that, now we're doing self-care. Now when your kids, your job, your friends, and family are asking you to show up for them, when you show up, you can show up ready to be that mom, that dad, that friend in the family. You can be all those things when you're in proper care of yourself. When I can show up and actually be the person that you expect me to be, everybody expect you to be a superstar. On whatever level you on, everybody, your kids don't expect you to have problems. So when they telling you their problems, they want you to hear their problems. They can't sit back and give you their problems and you're coming at them with your problem. Your job expects you to still sit up here and resolve their issues or do whatever the job it is. Your business expects you to show up and have every answer, and you have never dealt with this particular problem. You can't say that. So if that's the case, I'm cool with that. I get that. I'm going to take care of myself first. So when I step out amongst the wolves, I can be ready to fight. I can be ready to see them coming from a mile away. I can have all my grass cut so I can see all the snakes in the grass that's coming at me. Have all my grass cut so I can see the snakes in the grass that's coming at me. There's no way to not handle my business, not take care of myself, and take care of you if I don't see or know how to handle my business. I don't have to sit back and tell you what to do for yours. I can be an example and you see what I've done for me to say, you know what? He might be on to something. He might know what he's talking about. If I can be a physical example, I'm more than sure you will appreciate that more than me verbalizing what you should do. If I want to tell you, listen, you got $1 million, but this is how you make it to 2 million. I'm pretty sure you at least want me to have a meal myself and multiply mine to tell you that this is what worked for yours. Hey man, listen, your old lady be talking way too much noise to you in public, dude. You need to pull her aside and explain to her that how can I tell you that and tell you how to take care or to check your old lady when I don't even have an old lady to check? Think on that. Most people that tell you what you should be doing to your old lady don't have an old lady or have a man. Most people that say, hey girl, your man was over there speaking to that girl and she was asking for directions. You don't even know what they're speaking about, but you saw them talking and you're delivering information without taking care of yourself, minding your own business. If you heard something and you saw something and you know 100 that you heard and saw this, totally different. I ain't talking about that. I'm saying you ready to give out as much negative information as possible to get as much negative information as possible. That's a problem. There's no way to make this world a better place if we ain't taking care of ourselves. And there's no way to improve upon the next man if we can't be an example. If you're not an example of improvement, then you're simply a tool of destruction. Again, I'm going to say it. If you're not a sample of improvement, you're just a tool of destruction. Play your position. What position are you playing? What are you doing to better yourself? And we'll talk about one man can't change the world. One man cannot change the world, but one man can change himself and then go out amongst the world and be an example of change. And that alone changes the world. So yes, you can change the world and you can change your environment by working on yourself first. First, you need to detox. I'm not talking about eating better, but this is a good example though. You need to detox. And what is detoxing? Detox is cutting off motherfuckers that you can cut off. Cut them off. One thing a tree have to do is shed its leaves and branches. When those leaves and branches are dying, are no longer needed, it gets rid of them. But they don't tell you that a tree does is when it sheds those leaves and branches and get rid of them. When those leaves fall to the ground, those leaves are surrounding its feet and becomes food. I'm telling you that when you start to shed off the negative people that are in your life and the negative people that's holding you back and the people that always got something to say, they will become food. Think about that. I love you. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you that those people will always need to come back and ask you for something. Those people that says you ain't gonna make it will always be wanting to tell people, oh, I've been knowing them since such and such. But they always hated you back then, but they ain't gonna say that part. They always hated on you. They always try to hold you back. They always told you weren't gonna make it. They always told you that what you're doing makes no sense. And the same people that hate on you will become your food. I love you. And I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you that there have been many times that I have been struggling with something. And those same people that was causing the struggle that I did not see right beside me, once I realized that the problem is right here is you, and I cut them off, I no longer struggle, and they always came back needing help. They became my food. I was able to dictate to them how we was going to do stuff. I was able to tell them yay or nay on something. I was able to tell them, no, I'm not going to do it because I just simply don't want to go backwards. It would become your food. All the things that you don't need around you, all the things that you thought was good and later found out that was bad, when you shed those branches just like a tree, it would become your food. I love you. I'm telling you not 100% of what's the truth. I'm telling you what is 100% of what I feel and I believe. I don't even want you to think by no means that I am guaranteeing you that my way is the best way, because no one way is the only way. Focus on what you have going on. Stay in your lane. Know that there are many roads that you can travel, but when you find the road that you must travel, that road will be lonely as hell. When you find the road that's meant for you, that road will be lonely. Why? That's why it's called stay in your lane. Because the road less traveled, the road that you must travel and stand in your lane, all let you know that you are solo dolo. And that don't mean by yourself in the physical sense. It means in the spiritual sense that you have found your salvation. You have found what's you, and you will own that shit. If you own that, you found what's you, I guarantee you, you will make it a better place for yourself to live. You'll stop feeling like everybody's always coming down on me. Everybody always needs something from me, because you'll learn how to say no to those people that need something from you and realize that those people that are coming down on you, what they feel about you don't make you. And if they didn't make you, they can't break you. There's no way that something that somebody else feels or think about you that you don't even care about should bother you. It ain't going to uplift you. And if they saying something that should be uplifting you, I guarantee they mean it with an ulterior motive. Figure out that motive. Focus on yourself. Let them have that. I guarantee there's nothing that's going on outside of your circle that should be holding you back. There's no way that somebody on social media can make a comment on your post and change how you feel in the whole entire day. You saw that post early this morning, and later on that day, you still thinking about that post. Listen, if the people around you are not supporting you, why do you think the people that's in a whole nother country is going to be supporting you? What's going to happen is that the people that see and that know that they can benefit from what you're putting out, They're going to flock to you. They're going to be drawn to you like a magnet. There's nothing you can do to stop them from coming to you. So allow them to come and be their salvation. The people that don't feel that it's worth hearing, or that you're giving them the information that they want or that they feel that they deserve, let them go. You don't even want their struggle or strain. Why do you want to keep something or somebody that don't want to be kept? Why do you want to focus on getting them to believe that you're something or somebody that they don't even see you to be? Because most of the time that you're putting that energy out, in the end, you're just going to realize they already knew you were who you were and was going to turn out to be that person. And they were simply trying to hold you back to begin with. So why give them that energy of thinking that you can change their mind? Focus on your mind. Focus on your mental stability. If your first mindset is to focus on self-care, you would be able to care about way more people. If your first mind is to focus on self-care, you will be able to care about way more people. You will be a much better ally. You'll be much more stable. You'll be much more focused. Focus on yourself. If you don't have self-care, there's no way you would be able to care about anybody else. Be the best version of yourself. Such as when I wake up in the morning, there's a lot that I could be doing, but as soon as I wake up, I work out. I'm working out. As soon as I wake up, I go and hit whatever I'm going to do for myself physically to make sure I look a certain way, because I want to present my whole package to the world as I see it. I get told all the time, listen, did you work out today? It ain't none of your business if I worked out today. I know I did. But this is what I do for myself. I'm not going to let you put a limit on and tell me how much I should have worked out today. I'm not going to let you tell me, oh, man, you need to stop doing that because at the rate you're going, you know this could happen. Or you need to stop doing it. Don't work out early in the morning, because what if you're in there by yourself and this and that happen? That doubt, that limitation, all those things are tools. They're tools of the wicked to try to hold you back. I got too much to accomplish. I don't need to hear your tools. I don't need to try to dodge that stuff. So I don't talk about what I do for myself with somebody else that's not concerned about myself. I tell somebody else who's concerned about themselves, hey, this is what I do for me. And hopefully what I do for me can benefit you. I hope everything I do can benefit everybody. But since I know you got to cut somebody off, feel free to make that yourself. If you know that this ain't for you, can I stack donuts on it? Hey, you can stack donuts on it. You can stack whatever you want on it. You can do whatever you want, but make sure that it's for you. You know what I mean? My thing is this. What you put inside of your body is what your body's going to be. If you're taking in something that's toxic to your body, then your body's going to be toxic. Expect to get sick. Expect not to be able to wake up in the morning on the time frame that you need to take up, because your body's trying to burn that stuff off. No different than walking throughout your day and you got people interrupting you. Those are your donuts. Those people are really set there to stop you from going from wherever you're going. Whenever you're having the biggest issues or trials and tribulation, that's because you're about to accomplish something. Figure out what you were headed to do. Go ahead and finish that up, because it's something that's trying to stop you from accomplishing that. If you got somebody that's telling you or interrupting something that you have going on in a direction that you're trying to make it to, think about what they're trying to get you to do. Is it something that you actually would be interested in? Because if it is, that's even worse. That means that they actually came to you with something that they knew that was going to detour you from accomplishing the goals that you want to accomplish for yourself. Those are the times that you know you're on the right path. Whenever trials and tribulations stares you in your eyes, stare it right back at it and keep moving forward. Stay focused. Stay on your path. Stay on your righteous quest for yourself. I guarantee you'll be a much better parent when your kid asks you a question and you don't snap at them. You'll be a much better business owner when you go to work and you know you and already researched everything because you took care of yourself first, and then you have the right mind space to be able to take on the different obstacles of the business. I guarantee you'll be a much better boss. I guarantee that you can fix you before you can fix somebody else. Focus on yourself and stop trying to tell everybody else what they should be doing, and stop listening to everybody else giving you all of these instructions and directions and answers to tell you how you can fix you. There's no need to ask a shrink, how do I fix myself? When the first thing the shrink is going to tell you, what do you think? How do you feel about that? Do you think that was right? You can ask yourself those questions. Sit back, meditate. Focus on what you have going on. And not my type. Nobody's your type if you can't fix yourself. I guarantee if you're focused only on yourself and what's not your type, it would benefit you more than being focused on what somebody else type and trying to give them instructions on how they should be able to find the one that they're looking for or be able to do their job when you're not doing your job. Do your job. It's easier to tell somebody else or to be an example of the job that they should be doing. I guarantee it. I don't have to tell you how to do your job if I'm over here doing my job and you watching how I'm doing it, and then you model yourself after that. Whenever I want to accomplish something, what I do, I look at what somebody else have that what I'm trying to accomplish, and I model myself after that. You got something going on? I want to know. I ask. I don't need nothing else but to take care of myself and to make sure I'm pointing myself to my true north. As long as I'm pointing towards my true north, I can help my kids out. I can help my wife out. You can help your husband out, family and friends, because I'm all together. But if I'm not all together mentally, it's going to leave me in an unstable situation where I'm giving out bad information. I'm being more overly aggressive on trying to make you take the information. I don't want you to have the information if you don't want it. I want to put out something, which is why I go live. I can put out something that is 100% me. It ain't me trying to think of the best thing to say. It ain't me trying to point nobody in a certain way. It's just me simply telling you that the best thing I can do for myself is take care of myself and point myself in the right direction in my day. When my kids get up, I know I'm ready to teach them how to be a man. I have 4 boys, 3 girls, and I'm a father. And I can't think of nothing no better than that. So why don't I want to be ready for that? I wouldn't change nothing about being a father, but fix myself so I can be a better father. I don't want to give them information and know later, you know what? That probably wasn't the right thing, but I was upset when I told him they go punch their kid back in the face. When in actuality, it really wasn't a fighting situation. It was a situation that maybe was an accident. But it's because I'm upset and I'm not in the right headspace. I'm giving out bad information. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the person that's telling my boy, hey, man, leave that little girl alone. She's not good for you. But in actuality, she's telling him, don't go over here and deal with these guys. I'm telling him, hey, man, she can't be telling you what to do. She ain't your mom. She ain't your dad. No, that's the type of little girl you want to deal with. You want somebody that's going to strengthen your back and teach you how to say no to some guys that you shouldn't be hanging with anyway. And matter of fact, don't you have practice? Because I heard her telling you that you shouldn't have skipped practice. Are you telling me you skipped practice the other day? She gonna know stuff that I don't know. But I don't want to take offense to it, like she got more control over you than I do, because that stuff is not important. But not having self-care and being able to see the ins and outs of your situation, that alone puts you in a bad situation that you can't get out later. So now when your care is better, when you're knowing and seeing that you can do better, you're going to try to figure out, how do I even get in this situation? You don't even look like the same person when you're doing better. People gonna see you and then ask you stuff like, what are you doing? Who got the win in tomorrow, Browns or the Steelers? Honestly, I want to say the Steelers because I used to train one of the Steelers. And now, I think it might be the Browns. But I want to say the Steelers. You know what I mean? However, them boys are definitely working hard. They definitely taking care of themselves. They're definitely on the field doing what they got to do to make it to the level of fitness and athleticism that they have made it to. You know what I mean? And to be able to be on that level. I've had people on that level of being in the pros, but not mentally stable. Like those athletes, normally when they call me about training, we end up talking about their family problems. How can I talk to you about your family problems when my family got problems? Everybody's family have problems. Nobody's perfect. But that's the issue. I stay in my lane so I can take care of what I have and my problems. And I want you to be able to see me taking care of my problems and say, you know what, that's how I should handle mine. I should handle my situation just like he's handling his situation because it seemed to be working for him. So usually I get a lot of calls from my pro athletes and from college athletes and from kids alike that's really trying to see how am I maintaining my situation, because I stay out of your damn situation. I keep myself in my own lane. I mind my own business, and I make sure that if I'm giving out information, it's because you came to me for the information, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you coming to me for the information because you see something in me that I'm worth even giving you some type of advice. There's no way I feel that I have all the answers. What I feel is that I'm giving you my honest opinion. And my honest opinion is 100% true to me. But it's only speculations for you. But it's 100% true to me. So now that I know that it worked for me, I don't have no problem saying it worked for me, but I'm not going to say this worked for me, this is what you should do. I'm going to say this worked for me. Hopefully, if you decide to do it, it'll work for you. That's the best I can give you. But I'm not going to be on social media and posting on my live or posting on my page, rather, and making it seem like my way is the only way. I'm telling you, my way is 100% true for me. I know that because that's what I do. I'm also telling you that it's 100% my opinion, but it's exactly what I believe. I'm not faking to try to get the most views because I don't know what causes you to do that, to be honest with you. I don't know what's going to cause me to get more people on my live. I don't know what's going to cause me to get more views and etc. I don't even have time to do that. That's why I go live, because this is pure me. So now, in these situations, when you ask me questions on my live or make comments on my live, you can see that I have nothing else but the answer that I feel is a good answer. But when somebody's doing a post, even when I'm doing a post, I've thought about that post. It may have been 2 seconds, but I feel that when God is giving it to me, that's when I put it out there. When the Most High come to me and say, okay, this is what you got from a situation or an encounter with somebody within your day, then I put it out there. Because I feel that everybody's having these encounters. We're not all just different. We're all different with the same encounters. There's a multitude of encounters, a multitude of situations that we're going to go through. And I feel that we're all going through them differently. And since we're doing that, I want to do my part to be able to say, this is how I got through it. In reference to just fake disloyal backstabbing people, that's an easy opinion. They didn't become disloyal and backstabbing at the moment they backstab you then. 9 times out of 10, they've done it before. They've been disloyal to you before. So my opinion really isn't about them, it's more about you. Why haven't you cut them off? Why haven't you stopped dealing with them? Why haven't you moved on? Because you know they were fake, you know they were disloyal. You watched them, if they wasn't disloyal to you watched them be disloyal and fake to somebody else and said, well, it wasn't me. Well, they didn't do it to me, so it's fine. But that ain't fine, though. So in evaluating them, make sure you evaluate you. And you know the funniest thing about family? I discovered the most horrific thing about family. Your family is just like everybody else. Your family is entitled. Your family and friends will treat you like you're wrong for wanting something back that they ask that they can borrow. So I get that you have a heavy heart, and I get that you're a good person, but to who? You can be a good person to your family and everybody else, and a horrible person to yourself, which makes self-care even more important. So now, how do you fix that? You can't. You can't fix that without fixing yourself. Take care of yourself first. There's nothing more important than yourself. So now, if you're focused on your family over yourself, you'll never fix that situation. Yeah, they're disloyal, but you saw that coming before it came. That situation or whatever that's got you feeling the way that you're feeling right now, that situation is not more important than those situations that happened in the past that you could have avoided them people. I got a big heart too. It's easy to give. It's much harder to say no. So now having a big heart or being strong-minded, which one are you? Because it's definitely much harder to say no than it is to say, of course I can do that for you. Need me to help you move? I got you. You need some extra cash? I got you. It's easy to say that. But now when you're the one, because you've given your money all away and you can't call them same phone numbers and get none back or get some help back. Call, you got problems or they got problems and you answer the phone, you always available. But when you have a problem and you call them same phone numbers and they are going to voicemail, that's totally different. You got to reevaluate yourself and how you're picking your circle. Mike, I've been noticed you, dude. And it's comical because you don't have a picture on your thing. It's a waste of time for me to indulge in the situation, which that's exactly what I'm talking about. I can't control you. You're going to do whatever you're doing, and 9 times out of 10, it being this late, you should be in the bed. But because you ain't taking care of yourself, here's where you at on my live. It's a waste of time to try to control the thing that you can't control. However, when you're talking about somebody that's disloyal, it's an easy situation to turn around and let those people go. But when you let them go, you can't do it back because the same reason you cut them off is the same reason you shouldn't bring them back. I keep my circle small and small for a reason. Therefore, if there's any snakes around me, I know exactly which ones to get the cutting first. And there are going to be a lot of snakes around you. There are going to be a lot of people that's trying to get you to act out of character like Mike. It makes no sense to let those people sway you in the direction that you're going. I know for a fact that means that I'm doing something worthwhile. If Mike had anything else to do at 4 a.m. in the morning, he probably would be doing it, but he don't. So now, to be caught up on disloyal people and to be holding them around you, it's almost like you're self-sabotaging yourself. You're a better person than that. And having a big heart, where's your heart for yourself? Where's your self-care? Where's the situation that you know that would make you a better person by letting them go? You feel me? And then let's talk about the other people that are around you. What do you do when you see somebody that's struggling with something? How come those people ain't told you, hey, cut that person off? How come those people, and because somebody know about your situation besides me, and they should be giving you that same advice. Cut those people off unless they're doing it to you also. And you have to be careful about that, because sometimes those people would be bothered that somebody else is getting over on you more than they getting over on you. But if you're taking care of yourself, you'll know that. You'll see that coming, and you'll know exactly, hold up, you telling me that this person doing that, and true they are, but I know that you know because you're doing that. So you have to take care of that for yourself. You have to make sure that you in the right headspace to be able to see that coming, because I promise you, it's easier to see somebody else's problem from a distance, and it's much harder to see yours. The one thing I learned about family members, the most traumatizing thing I learned about my family members is they're exactly like the people outside of my family. There are only so many personalities and so many hustling people in the world that would try to bring you down, or that would try to put limitations on your life, and that would have an idea of how you should be living. They're always willing to give it, but there's not that many people that will have your back when it's time for you to give them your problems and to talk to them about how you should fix it. You know what? That's fine. Let them be who they're going to be, because I promise you there are a million other people that's willing to have your back. You can't see those people because you have too many snakes in your grass that are keeping those people away. Those people could be right beside you, but you wouldn't know today because those people have been kept away by the snakes. Make sure you're able to see your blessings coming. And it's easy to see your blessings coming when you have detox from the people that are in your life that are holding you back. And a lot of times they're family members. Just because they're blood family, don't make them family. We don't get to pick and choose our family, but we do get to pick and choose who's messing over us, and we do get to pick and choose who we let around us to know certain secrets and etc. But only person that can mess over you is the person that you care about, because anybody else you're not going to care about, so you're disregarded. And only person that can hurt you is the closest one to you, because those are only people that you tell your secrets to. Your op, you're not telling them nothing. Now, the people that's trying to hurt you, they might be. And those are really your op. And usually your op is going to be much closer to you than you think. It's not going to be that person you say you don't like. You don't like them. Why are you around them? It's not going to be that person. It's going to be that person that you think is there for you, but everybody else is pointing out they're not here for you. Listen. Ask questions. Be comfortable in doing the most uncomfortable thing, and making sure that the people that are around you are there for you. Making sure that the people that you have that you love you the same way you're loving them. A lot of people want to be loved. Not many people want to give the same type of love that they're asking for and talking to you and telling you that they deserve. Like, there are a lot of people that say they should be taken care of a certain way, and they're not giving that same thing. There are a lot of women that say they deserve a certain type of man, but yet they didn't bring nothing to the table. And as I told you before, it's a table. Potluck, baby. We all got to eat. So you got to bring something. If you ain't bringing nothing to the table to make the next person a better person, then you're just as toxic as everybody else. You're just as toxic as everybody else. So bring something to the table. And the best thing you can bring is yourself. And when you bring yourself to the table, make sure you're mentally clear because you're taking care of yourself. You're meditated and detoxed from the unnecessary stuff within the world that are trying to tell you how you should or should not be. When you don't even agree how they are. Like some people will try to tell me how I should raise my kids. Man, my kids, we do a whole lot of athletic stuff, always training, always playing different games and etc. But it all really boiled down to we train a lot. Let them be kids. What do you mean let them be kids? Then what does that entail? Because if you're talking about let them be kids in the places I grew up, all those kids were selling drugs and gangbanging. So I'm not going to let them do that. I'm not going to let the streets raise my kid. The way you raise your kid, I don't agree with. But I'm not giving you no advice on that. But the way I raise my kids, and they all have straight A's, all of them on the honor roll, being recruited for college, being on an undefeated football team. But now you say, let them be kids. What do you mean by that? Why do I care? I don't even care to ask you what you mean. I ignore you and dodge you and swerve you like I'm running the football. It bothers me none to see you coming and go the other way. It bothers me none. Literally, I've seen people walking to me, hey, and I turn and walk the other way. It bothers me none. I'm going to give it to you the same way you give it to me. If you don't care how I consume some information that you're giving me, I don't care how you consume me swerving you. The worst and more traumatizing thing that I ever learned in my life is that the people in the streets is just like my family. Because to somebody else, my family are the people in the streets. That's hard to learn because it's hard to cut off somebody that's supposed to be your family. A blood relative, it's hard to cut off because you was always taught all your life, at least when I was growing up, that family's first. But if your family don't have the same views as you as far as self-care, how can they be ready to help you, or how can they be an example for you to be a better person? Now you leave them same people with your kids. You leave them same people to be a representation of what you should be to your kids. They babysit your kids. They don't want to borrow something from you and take away from your kids. They're going to want to borrow some money but take away from your kids. They're going to want to always, always, they're going to leech off you so much until you're going to start questioning yourself. You're going to want to borrow, you're going to want to borrow your stuff back. You're going to want to get your stuff back. But you're going to have to borrow it back because they're going to forget that you own it. And then when you tell them that you want it back, they're going to make you feel less of a man or less of yourself because you want your stuff back. They're going to have your stuff so long that you're going to have to borrow it back. That should be crazy to you. Okay, that's physical stuff. They're going to do the same thing with your time and energy. So I don't give time and energy to stuff that I cannot change. I make sure I keep my time and my energy in-house. That I dictate, that I can change, that I can control, that I can show love to. So when it's time to show love to somebody outside of my house or outside of my family, it's easy. It's easy. I want you to be able to see me and see a light. I don't want you to see me and see me stressing because I have so many problems on my head. They say that a psychiatrist has the highest suicide rate. They're told everybody problems. And they can't take it. And they're professionals. They're so-called professionals. Just because you're a professional don't mean you're built for that. Just because you take on a job don't mean you're built for that. Taking on a whole lot of people's problems, you're also taking on those trials and tribulations. You're taking on those demons. And to be taking on somebody else's demons, thinking that you can carry that burden, that's a lot. That's a lot to carry. Why? Why are you carrying somebody else's burdens when you struggle to carry your own? And nobody's going to carry your burden for you. Lay your burdens down. Allow God to step in and be your salvation. Allow there to be that higher power that lets you know that on a spiritual level that you can. There are no limitations. Everything has a limitation until it gets conquered. Every goal or he broke this record. Every record is amazing until somebody else breaks it. Every record. But when somebody else break it, now that record is so much more amazing. Why get caught up in that? I'm my own record. And the only thing I'm trying to break and make a change on is my life and making myself a better person, making my kids a better people. So when they go out amongst the world, they can see that demon coming. They can see somebody coming with unnecessary stuff to try to tell them what they can and can't do when they know better, so they swerve that shit. I want them to be able to avoid somebody telling them that they can't do something, knowing they saying that they can't do it because, one, they either want to do it and they can't see you doing it. Some people feel that if they can't do something, then of course you can't do it because they can't do it. So you telling me that I can't accomplish something because you can't accomplish something? I much rather not try to figure that out. I much rather focus on myself and know that what I am focused on is worth my time. I'm worth my time. And if I'm not worth my time, how can I be worth somebody else's time? I can't expect you to come and give me your time when I don't even want to give me my time. That's crazy. How can I expect somebody else to put some time into me and to try to help me when I won't put no time into myself and try to help myself, try to move myself forward on my own time? That's crazy. It's like asking a coach to help you out. Excuse me. It's like asking the coach to help you out, to help your child out. But yet, you ain't giving your child no time. They put my child in the game, but you ain't giving your child no time. You're not trying to change nothing. How? How do you expect them to do that? Why do you expect them to do that? But you ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta know that it is better to give your kid time, to give yourself time to be a better person. Don't let the world rush you. Everybody thinking now. I'm thinking now. I'm thinking that right now is the best time for me to pull back on you so I can be a better person. Let you go ahead. You might be ready. Somebody else might be ready, but you might not be ready. So if I'm not ready as a person, then it ain't going to get done today. I'm on my own time. I'm not on your time. You can blow your horn at me all day and try to get me to rush and speed up and etc. I'm not on that time. When I go out throughout my day, I stay in my own lane, focus on my stuff because that's what I can change. I can change my stuff. I can fix my stuff. I control my stuff. That's what I focus on. I love you. Lord knows I do. I love you because you're listening. And in that moment that I felt like you were listening, that you were getting it, you got it. That's what I appreciate. I appreciate being able to help somebody else through their problems, trials, and tribulations, and knowing that it was because I was working on my own. I can't give you that advice for yours. I can tell you to work on yours because you're worth working on. I can tell you to fix yours because you're worth fixing. But what I can't do, I can't tell you the answers that I did for mine and expect them to work for you. That don't work like that. I can't tell you that 100% this is what's going to fix yours. Nothing works like that. When you got somebody that's telling you they know the answer to your problems, run. If you got somebody telling you they know the answers to your problem, I'm telling you, you need to run. Run, get away from them as far as possible, because nobody know the answer to your problem. If you had the answer to that, that's the key to life. You can go and settle it in a bottle. Nobody has that. You feel me? Real talk. Make sure that what you're doing in your life benefits you. Work on fixing you. Damn everybody else. Let them do their thing, because I know for a fact you're going to be in a position where this is relevant. Fix yourself, because we need you. We need you as the perfect you. I love you. Good night. Actually, for me, it's good morning. I'm about to go work out.